I just saw Joker, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed the movie. Now, I will let you know when I get into spoiler talk. I haven't done movie reviews on this channel at all, and someone recently was like, "Don't ask me, don't you do movie reviews?" No, I break down scenes, but I don't, oh man, I gotta get to movies and talk about this film and all this other stuff. But in this case, I said, hey, I'm gonna see this movie opening night. I want to check it out and come back and give some of my thoughts on it. And so, from a technical standpoint, from a pacing standpoint, from a performance standpoint, this movie is top notch, man. Joaquin Phoenix, he really gets into the role. He plays weird unlike anybody else, you know? Joaquin Phoenix is a master at playing weird, but it's not just Joaquin who turns in a really good performance. You have Robert De Niro who plays a TV show host, and he really, brings his A game to this, as well as a ton of supporting characters, including my guy who was in Boardwalk Empire and Machete. I cannot remember his name, but he pops up in everything. He was in he's not Michael Shannon, but he's in all of these films. I can't put a finger on it, but him and another cop, they're chasing Joker down. It's a really, really well done character piece. The political overtones are definitely there. I can see how a lot of people were talking about, oh my goodness, this is gonna create terrorists and more white nationalists and all this other stuff, all the other nonsense that the media uses to fearmonger. No, I can't see that. Because that's the thing when it comes to, there's a lot of, just references to mental illness in this story, and I don't think that I can do much more talking without getting into spoilers. So I'm gonna give you a second because I'm about to really just spoil the shit out of this movie. So I'm gonna give you a second. 5, 4, 3. Okay, so this man is insane. And for one, I haven't seen any of the, breakdowns. Like, I haven't seen Jeremy John's spoiler talks. Red Letter Media's video won't be out until Monday. A to Z has an ending explained, but I don't want to watch any of that. I just want to let you guys know that it's very hard to tell where the delusions end and reality begins, So, basically, if I want to say this movie reminded me of anything, it's an older movie called Falling Down with Michael Douglas, where Michael Douglas plays this guy who just gets fed the up and walks around LA with a shotgun. And the entire time you're like, you know what? Yeah, he's scaring the shit out of people, but he's not wrong. Hold on. Yeah. Michael Douglas was going around LA with a shotgun and complaining about burgers, complaining about, the traffic, complaining about all these little things that, as someone who was, just an office worker, a cubicle junkie, he was ignored. He felt insanely ignored, and he went off. And that isn't much different than the main story here, because he gets his behind kicked quite a few times, but during and all throughout the movies, there's all these different odes to mental illness. One of my favorite quotes that I see in the film is where it says the thing about mental illness is that the thing about having mental illness is that everyone wants you to act like you don't. It's like, oh man, that's really interesting. They had a lot of parallels with Trump supporters and deplorables. Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, he's not a dick. I don't want to call him a dick. He's just of the elite. He's of the upper class, and there's a lot of socioeconomic messages like littered throughout the film. I mean, at the end of the film, and like I already said, I gave you guys warning for spoilers. He blows Robert De Niro's head clean off, and the cops came, they arrested him, and while he's being arrested, right, while they're driving him back, a car slams into the police car, and Joker gets out. They put him on the hood, and then Joker stands up, and everybody's cheering him, and everything else like that. And I wouldn't have been surprised if he just popped off his head and it was Bernie Sanders. We're gonna go after the millionaires and the billionaires. So I mean, it was a lot of congealing of the different mindsets and ideologies, particularly stemming from the 2016 elections. So it got a little heavy handed. I will not lie and deny that, but at the same time, uh, once again, it's kind of hard to tell where like the reality begins and his delusions end, or where his delusions begin and the reality ends. And so it really does leave a lot of questions as to, okay, so who actually got killed. So he finds out. So one of the main things in the story is that his mom is like, yeah, Thomas Wayne, like he'll take care of us and all this other stuff. And he goes to see Thomas Wayne. He actually meets Bruce. He meets the future Batman and puts his fingers all up in the kid's mouth. And I don't know how old Bruce is supposed to be. But I don't care how old I am. I'm not letting some random dude put his fingers all up in my mouth like that. That was very odd. And he was confronted by someone I assume is Mr. Pennyworth, Alfred himself. And later on, he gets up with Thomas Wayne. Like, he stalks him at a theater, and he talks to him in the bathroom, and Thomas Wayne just goes off and he's like, look, your mom's crazy, bro. Like you were adopted. We try to tell her this. And so he actually finds this out. He goes and he talks to my man from Atlanta and gets his mother's psych ward information. And he what's the names? And he finds out that his mom had lied to him. So he goes and murders his mom. And here's one of the things that really catches me off, because he has made up this entire relationship with Zazie Beetz in his head, and they make it very, very clear that he imagines a lot. He imagines basically their entire relationship, because earlier in the movie they make it seem as if, oh yeah, she's there for him, and they kind of have a thing going on, but in reality, no, not at all. And so he pops up here in her apartment, and she's like, oh my god, like, yo dude, get the hell out. And it doesn't go back to her. I don't know what happens between them. I don't know if he murdered her and the kid and everything else like that, but he was going off, and it's a slow burn, and it takes a minute to get into like the action. Like, I went with my cousin, and my cousin literally fell asleep for the first two acts, and then in the third act he wakes up. Like, as soon as he finds out about the mom, he wakes up and he's like, man, this was the best movie ever. I'm like, dude, you weren't even there for the first two acts. Like, so it's a bit of a slow burn, and it takes it really takes a lot of time developing his character and showing, like, how he gets screwed over by coworkers, and how life is just kicking him and kicking him and kicking him, and how he doesn't feel as if he's being heard, how he doesn't feel as if he's being noticed, or how no one's paying attention to him. And so he decides he's gonna go and grab everyone's attention in one of the most insane ways, which is me going back to what happened with Robert De Niro in the show. But honestly, it was a really good film. Some of the jokes in the movie, none particularly well, like, they all kind of involve him, with the exception of this one joke with handicap parking that I really liked. Um, but even his mom was like, "Yeah, how are you gonna be this great comedian when you're not funny?" But I think there was some very interesting stuff that went into the relationship that he had with his mother, because he was adopted. And let me press play. He was adopted, and so, like, but his mom had lied to him his entire life. It really does go to speak to the truths and the lies that that the circumstances and environments that people come up in, for the most part. I mean, like he was raised up to believe one thing when in all reality it would just like when you find out that your entire life's a lie. I mean, how would you react? What would you do? You know? So I did really enjoy this movie. Oh, and another thing, man, is that you can feel Nork in this movie. You can feel Nork all up in this movie. That hold on, let's go back because that really did remind me. See the scene right here where they're running? Yeah, like this area. This is Market Street. Everybody knows who this Dr. J's. Everybody knows who and what this is from the area. And the entire movie has a very North feel. They keep calling it Gotham, but I keep seeing places I know. So I'm like, So yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to point out in this video as well. Oh well, and another thing is how ethnically, like how diverse, because you know I'm watching it right, and they're running through the streets of North, but he's being chased by like a Pacific Island kid, like damn near everything except for a black kid, and I'm like, well, yeah, I can see that happening in North, but those colors are way different. So guys, with that being said, I cannot recommend this movie enough. I know I just spoiled the shit out of it, but I can't recommend it enough. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring, and YouTube and BitChute. Oh, wait. I know she'll never see this. I know she will never see this in like a million years, but I gotta say, Zazie Beats, where you at, baby? There you are, Zazie Beats. Please have my children, please. Like I just one, not my children, my child, just one. Let me get one up out of you. My goodness, like yeah, she is fantastic. She's fantastic in the film, but her role's rather limited. There's not like a lot of range there, because many of the scenes with them, like that shows the delusion of their relationship together. It's like it's music playing over. It's not a lot of dialogue taking place, which is one of the key ways to really realize that, hey, wait a second, there's something not right about this relationship, because she rarely, if barely says anything, but she really does play the role fantastically. And she is like, if you were to ask me, hey Jay, how, like, just physical perfection to you, it's her or Autumn Falls, okay? One of the two. So, points if you know who that is. So, well, let me get back to saying goodbye to you. So, with that being said, I just wanted to point her out, because my God, 35%. Let me tell you something. If I were going to have a delusional relationship with anyone, she will look like Zazie Beats, okay, or Autumn Falls, like I said. So, with that being said, we're going to get all this done one more time. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, yeah, we're gonna finish this with Zazie Beats. Ah, oh, she's so gorgeous. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I'm not scared of you. But how could you dislike Zazie Beats? Oh my goodness, she's so distracting with her beauty. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. I'm gonna give videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute don't like me like that. And speak. Let me know. Have you seen the movie? What did you think? Did it speak to, like, are you a Caucasian dude? Do you now feel the urge to go out and just start murdering everybody? I can't help but feel no, but it is what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until the next one.